Hello everyone. In this new episode, Boom Review Movie, tell you the best Korean zombie episode. It is said that at the border of North Korea, deep in the mountains and forests, there is a grass that can bring back the dead. This little deer accidentally ate it. Soon by the creek, struggling to die in pain. On after reincarnation, walking and swaying, hear the sound of animals in the grass. Not only did it not run away, but leave saliva. A tiger poked its head out. Fawn roared madly, hurry! Fawn bit hard, but it can't harm the tiger. Instead by the tiger, bite to the point of, even though it's just a legend, but this place is called garbage. Up until now, it was a forbidden place for commoners, until one day, neighboring villages, a girl named Ashin, Yuxion broke into the cave here. I saw on the wall about, profile of mystery herbs, a herb that brings the dead back to life, but there is a price to pay. Back to the village, Ashin told his father what he saw. Want to use this herb, save my dying mother. After the father listened, Ashin's thoughts were severely muffled and banned her from entering the forest again, if caught by the patrolman, but will be punished. At this time, a group of North Korean officials arrive on horseback. Ashin's father bowed his head, hastily proposed to remember, but this general humbled himself to come here. There are other purposes. Soldier, a few days ago, when patrolling the forest, 15 bodies were found, tattoo from hand, just know they are Jurgens from neighboring countries, when sneaking in to pick mountain ginseng, the hit. But after the autopsy, the general found these people don't die by an animal, but was killed by the local royalty. Corpse holding seats in hand, pretty strong evidence. In this case, things are getting pretty sensitive. Relations between the two countries are already strained, plus the Jurgen who are brave and good at fighting. There is such a saying among the people. If you are a street woman, tens of thousands. Invincible. If the royal family massacred Jurgen, the news goes viral. There is definitely a war of coal. General, to calm the situation, burn all the corpses, find Chongsho, Ashin's father, because including him and all villagers in this village, all are Jurgens who fled to North Korea. The shogun ordered Ashin's father to sneak into a neighboring country, in the local language, spreading Jurgen. It's fake news about being killed by a tiger. At the same time, organize the villagers intentionally start hunting tigers. The general noticed something was wrong. Under normal circumstances, tiger hates gongs and drums, will run away from the crowd, but judging from the footprints on the ground, instead, he was approaching the villagers. As expected, unusual tiger rushing toward the crowd. Waiting for the soldiers to arrive, some villagers lost their lives. The old man is dying. Speak to the general with ultimate strength. That's not a tiger. The general quickly ordered the villagers to retreat. A few Jurgens mixed in, rush out. The general hastily led the team around. 2 teams of horses in the rear, face to face. Tigers are called monsters, also wandering not far. This Jurgen gripped the short sword with both hands, ready. And the enemy he must face, as a distorted tiger. Jurgen was bitten on the arm by a tiger. Important time. The general picked up the shotgun from the ground. A shot to the head of the tiger finally killed this monster. Jurgen opens the tiger's belly, discovered its internal organs long ago rotting, like long dead. And in the belly, no human bones. Jurgen for sure. My people don't die from tiger's mouth, eh? NG, as a nation that must avenge its grievances, Jurgen swears, let North Korea double its profits, ready to meet a bloody revenge. An early day. Little Ashin takes advantage of her father's absence, break into the forest again, ready to pick the grass of life and death, treat your mother. But wait for her to return to the village. Everyone is stupid. The houses have become ruins. Corpses of relatives and friends, covering the whole village. Not long ago, the Jurgen invades the village. All the villagers were slaughtered to death. Ashin knelt before them, crying without breath. Ashin helplessly finds the general, said that only left in the village. She is a survivor. She ran to a neighboring country, searching for the whereabouts of his father, but only get relics. Ashin in his youth. I don't want to know about it. I just want the general to send an army, crusade against Jurgen, revenge for deceased loved ones, and the general will not, because of the girl's request, start a war. Ashin stubbornly said, as long as you can take revenge, she will do anything. How long is she willing to wait? Even if 10 or 20 years have passed. As long as they can leave blood and tears. Satisfied child. Since then, Ashin was brought in by the shogun, live in a pigsty, fall asleep in the cold wine every night. She's young. Do all kinds of dirty work. Washing clothes by the river on a snowy day. She will be lonely, hiding in the woods to practice archery. In the first place, the bar can't be shot through to fasten the arrow to the tree. Ashin also sails late at night, go over the border to secret notes. The situation of the enemy Jurgen, Ashin is like this. Brutal growth in difficult conditions. Youth. I can only say 2 words in my eyes. Over time, Ashin's ability is getting stronger and stronger. She hunts for gold in the forest, track bows. I think I will for sure, but I didn't expect. Ashin is no match for wild boar, running hard in the forest. See to be caught up. This time she sped up, a broken wooden stake, then a beautiful turn. Ashin grew up, become a heroic wild woman. This woman has excellent shooting skills, shoot multiple arrows in a row, all were taken in the same location of the big tree. She drew a full bow, shooting directly through the entire tree trunk. Her name is Ashin. Jurgen attacks her village, killed all the villagers, the only survivor. She worked hard during the day, sleep in the barn at night, and endure the bad harassment of soldiers, endure the humiliation, just for revenge one day. She finally got her chance. Negotiations between Korean military and Japanese pirates break down. The king ordered to fight against the Japanese pirates. The general was worried that Jurgen would take advantage of this, so let Ashin go to the base camp of the Jurgen clan. Military spy. After Ashin arrived at the base camp, sure enough, I see that the Jurgen tribe is leading the army. Ashin sneaks into the base camp, but unexpectedly, I actually saw my father here. Turns out his father wasn't directly killed back then, but being treated like a traitor, both legs and arms cut off. Was imprisoned in the base camp. Can't survive, can't die, can't. Tortured for more than 10 years. People these days are not like humans. Ghosts are not like ghosts. Years later, he meets his daughter again. There is no joy in my heart. Repeat only one sentence. Please kill me. Discovered that his father was still alive many years later. Ashin doesn't have time to have fun. I have to kill my father with my own hands. Endless pain. Take Ashin down into the abyss of hatred. Push it down again. After helping the father to be free, her eyes are purer. For so many years, she will do it herself. She burned the base camp. On the way back to the barracks, she happened to meet Korean soldiers during the march. This wave of troops happens to be royalty. Asim suddenly saw the feathers on the bow and arrow. I was in the forest when I was a kid. Jurgen's body was found identical. Asim thinks everything is strange, so sneaked into the storage room, on a file. Finally discovered the truth hidden for many years. It turned out to be a general, facing the threat of Jurgen, taking over the murderer who killed their tribe, blame it on the village where Ashin lives. That's why the villagers are treated as scapegoats, killed by the Jurgen family. Asim suddenly realized, turns out the real enemy isn't Jurgen, but these cowardly and ruthless North Korean soldiers be. See, Asim walking down the street, think of the most cruel revenge. Asim captured a North Korean soldier NH, kill him first, use the grass of life and death to revive him. Reincarnated soldier, become bloodthirsty and violent, rushing towards the crowded military camp. The other soldiers were immediately thrown to the ground. Very contagious. More soldiers bitten turned into zombies. Resurrected zombies don't feel pain, distorted and charged to the living. They bite when they see someone. More and more. A chief wants to run away. However, his every move, all under the supervision of Asin. Asin exactly 2 arrows. Kill officials directly. Next is another arrow I take another one. Dead bodies are still spreading. Everything is in Ashin's plan. She's like a god of death. Look at this cell scene. No one can escape the barracks, even if you dodge the onslaught of zombies. I can't dodge Ashin's arrow. When the sky is about to break, a surviving soldier climbs onto the eaves, asks Ashin to spare his life, and Ashin shot an arrow through his palm. Fresh blood. Soon it attracted a huge wave of zombies, but Ashin didn't panic, sprinkling wine on soldiers and zombies, then ignite a rocket. After completely eliminating the enemy, Ashin still makes a living. She put the men in a sack, dragged back to my former tribe. Revenge. She seems to meet it again on the way. Familiar smiling faces, until I walked into a broken house. Everyone stood in front of her and smiled at her. And on the ground is an infected deer. Then the camera. A large group of zombies locked with chains. They are not the others. Those are the villagers who were slaughtered before. Turns out Ashin didn't want the villagers to die, so used the grass of life, turned them all into zombies. And locked with iron chain. Street food in this broken little house. And the man she brought back, a delicacy for the villagers. The end of the movie, giving life-giving grass to Dr. Lee Seung-Hun, claiming that the grass of life and death can bring the dead back to life. This leads directly to the TV series version of The Kingdom, the capital of Korea has fallen. The movie ends here. Here biography of Yexin. It is the independent biography of the Korean drama The Kingdom. Ashin is the cause of the whole thing, also a consequence. In the upcoming third season, what role will Ashin play? What changes will it bring to the battle? Let's wait and see. That's all for today's story. Okay, I'm Boom Review Movies. If you have any stories you'd like to hear, movie you want to see, please let me know. I tell you. See you next time.